Hi, my name is Matthew Bellisario. Thanks for coming back by the BellisarioSonic YouTube channel from the heart of the Deep South on the outskirts of Birmingham, Alabama. I'm going to be doing a review on this Don Ellis album. Kind of a controversial jazz artist, and some people would argue that a lot of his later stuff wasn't really jazz. I think that it was, but he's one of these guys that liked to expand out and experiment and do different things. And I think his most popular stuff was probably the early 70s with songs like Whiplash, and that kind of had a dated 70s sound. But this guy was a pretty talented dude, and this is really his first official album on the Candid label. There was an earlier recording that was done before this one that was never released. But this is officially his first album. This album is recorded and released in 1960. And this is something that falls into something what people would call third stream. He's got, this is a small group here compared to what he would do later on in the 70s. You've got Ellis on trumpet. He is a fantastic trumpet player, very talented. He can play the instrument. Jaki Byard on piano and alto saxophone, the legendary Ron Carter playing bass on this one, and Charlie Persip on drums. All these guys are very talented. This is something different. I do dig this. A lot of people, it's not really straight ahead jazz, especially for this time period. I think it was a little ahead of its time personally. Still has the kind of a straight ahead sound, but it's got a twist to it, as you're going to hear. But this album here is a 1960 release on the Candid label, and I'm going to open this up and we're going to play it and check it out and see how it sounds, see what kind of pressing it is. And also I'm going to be doing a review of one of his later records here coming up soon. I'm going to try to save this, This is remastered by Bernie Grundman from the original analog tapes. So I try to save these hype stickers if I can and put them on the sleeve that I put it in. Amazon morons. I got this on Amazon and the idiots didn't pack it, threw it in the freaking box. So it's got a little ding on the corner. It just pisses me off. I should send it back. And I may send it back because you can see it's got like a little fold there. So I just want to see, see what kind of a pressing it is first of all. And let's see if I'll send it back or not. It's going to depend on the pressing. If it's got any defect whatsoever or noise, any kind of noise, then I'll probably send it back and try for another one. But does come in an anti-static sleeve. I've got a couple of these Candid releases. A couple of them have been okay. They've been okay pressings. I wouldn't say that they've been stellar pressings. They've been all right. One of them that I bought was a little noisy. We'll see how this one sounds. So Ellis, interesting character. One of those guys that played with a lot of different people, and was born in 1934, died in 1978. And I've also got Atlantic 75th records coming in, I think tomorrow. So stay tuned for those over the weekend coming up. I'll be doing reviews of those. So I'm excited about getting those. Those have been a wonderful series to subscribe to. So I'm going to drop on side A. I'm going to drop on side A, How Time Passes. And we're going to have a listen and see how this record sounds. And it's got a couple of rough edges on the very edges. You can see real close right there. See how it's got some chewed up edges, which shouldn't affect the play, but let's see how it sounds. We'll talk a little bit more about this guy. And again, kind of controversial. Some people like him. A lot of straight ahead jazz people don't like him. But very talented dude. I like it because it's different. You got tempo changes and all kinds of things going on. Got Ron Carter on bass. Pop there. Sounds really nice. Got piano over here. Bass, trumpet. Drums, more in the center. Maybe favoring the right there. Recorded at the NOLA Penthouse Studios, New York City. Hear how they just change tempo and start speeding up. Yeah, I dig it. So, not for everybody, but there's a lot of just great improvisation on this. I mean, these guys just exchange, talk back and forth. Listen to the playing. So basically you have 4 tunes on side 1. Side 2 is just one 22-minute tune, and it's called the Improvisational Suite. And these guys just jam. Seems to be a pretty good pressing. I had one little pop there for a second. Flat pressing. Sounds very nice, warm, nice mix. Saxophone over here now. Of course, Jaki Byard plays the piano and the sax on here. And it's from the analog tape, so it does sound nice. Yeah, I'm digging it. Yeah, a lot of recordings like this just get overlooked, and they're not popular. Don Ellis is not popular jazz musician, but you listen to this, and this is something that breaks up kind of the monotony of, in my opinion, of a lot of times if you listen to the hard bop stuff over and over, and everything kind of starts to sound the same sometimes if you listen to it over and over. A lot of these blue notes, which I absolutely love, but this right here just kind of just takes you into a different dimension, you know. Again, I love the tempo changes. These guys are top-notch musicians, and it's just something different, you know. And of course, he would just change direction after, you know, these first few albums and going to big band, larger bands. So this is, yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. I just love it. So if you're into this kind of stuff, I think you'll dig this. It seems to be a pretty good pressing. Sound quality's great. The mix is great. It's a warm sound, wide sound stage. It sounds fantastic, and this is probably the most straight ahead you're going to get with Ellis. And the other stuff's going to be completely different. I'm going to share one of those with you on another review. So yeah, I'm digging this. If you want something different, this is pretty cool. So I appreciate you guys joining me. Stand by. I've got an interview coming up that I'll be posting hopefully on Friday. A guitar player who plays classical and jazz. It'll be my first official interview, so stand by for that. I've got other reviews coming up. I still have to finish the Monk box set, and I'm going to be doing more live streams. So I appreciate you guys joining me and hanging out. And I hope these videos are helpful for you. And again, I like doing some of these obscure titles because they just get overlooked. And this is just cool stuff right here. It really is. Playing on the Ortophon Blue with the RT85 Blue Wants. Shit Monty preamp. Yamaha HS8 speakers. This thing sounds fantastic. I'm digging this a lot, so if you can't tell by now. I appreciate you guys joining me. Happy listening. If you guys haven't subscribed, please do so. And I appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll talk to you later on. I hate to cut it off.